Hey, have you ever run your hand through your hair and felt the strands slip away far too easily? That sinking feeling when more hair is left in your palm than on your head. It's not just cosmetic, it feels like losing part of your identity, your confidence, your youth. What if I told you that one of the most powerful weapons against hair loss, one that stimulates extreme hair growth, is sitting right in your kitchen right now? Not a fancy serum, not an expensive clinic treatment, but something humble, sharp-smelling, and often overlooked. Onion juice. Yes, the same onion you slice and cry over could actually be the secret to regrowing your hair. And before you think this is another internet gimmick, stick with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll show you clinical evidence, fascinating science, and a step-by-step method that transforms ordinary onion juice into a supercharged scalp elixir, proven to stop hair loss and restart growth. You'll want to watch closely, because at around the 7-minute mark, I'll reveal the exact trick that takes onion juice from being just good for your hair to being a game changer. Most people never hear about this step, and it makes all the difference. Here's the journey we're about to go on. First, we'll expose the real reasons behind stubborn hair loss and why most treatments fail. Then I'll break down the science of onion juice and why its natural compounds trigger hair follicles back to life. Next, I'll guide you through the exact recipe and application method you can use at home, including a secret booster ingredient you probably already own. Finally, we'll unlock the advanced method that magnifies onion juice's effects to new levels, something backed by surprising research and scalp biology. By the end, you'll know exactly how to use this natural remedy, how often to apply it, and what results to expect within weeks. Now, let's talk about the problem. Hair loss isn't just thinning on the surface. It's a signal that something deeper is off. For some, it's autoimmune, the body's own T cells mistakenly attacking the hair follicle, creating bald patches we call alopecia. For others, it's nutritional, the scalp starving from lack of key minerals, proteins, and vitamins that hair requires to grow. And sometimes, it's microbial, an overgrowth of fungus, yeast, or even bacteria suffocating the scalp environment. Left untreated, follicles shrink, go dormant, and stop producing strands altogether. That's why so many miracle shampoos or supplements don't work. They ignore the multi-layered root causes. But here's the twist. Onion juice has compounds that target all three of these triggers at once. That's why it's so unique. So what exactly makes onions so powerful for hair? It comes down to two main heroes inside every bulb: sulfur and quercetin. Sulfur may sound harsh, but it's the raw building block of keratin, the protein your hair is literally made of. Without enough sulfur, keratin production slows, strands weaken, and hair breaks. Onions deliver it naturally, feeding follicles with the very material they need to produce stronger, thicker strands. Quercetin, on the other hand, is a flavonoid antioxidant that does something even more remarkable. It calms down autoimmune attacks on hair follicles. If your hair loss is patchy, if you've seen bare circles on your scalp, quercetin is like a shield protecting those follicles from being attacked. It also wakes them up by enhancing growth signals right at the follicle root, and its antimicrobial powers fight back against dandruff, scalp fungus, and pathogens that suffocate follicles. In other words, sulfur rebuilds the bricks, quercetin defends the walls, and your scalp becomes fertile ground for new growth. But talk is cheap. What about proof? In a Journal of Dermatology study, participants who applied onion juice directly to their scalps twice a day saw hair regrow in over 86% of cases after just 6 weeks. Compare that to the control group using plain water, where only 13% noticed improvement. That's not hype. It's hard evidence that onion juice works. In animal studies, too, quercetin extracted from onions triggered regeneration of hair in groups of mice, while untreated ones showed no regrowth at all. When you connect these dots, it becomes clear. This kitchen staple is far more than a food. It's nature's overlooked hair tonic. So how do you actually make it? The simplest way is to take a red onion, yes, red because it's richest in quercetin, chop it into pieces, blend it into a slurry, and strain it through cheesecloth until you have a pure juice. Now here's how you apply it for maximum effect. First, wet your hair in the shower so your scalp is receptive. Then, massage the juice into your scalp for 2 to 3 minutes, really working it into the roots. Step out, towel off, and let the juice sit in your hair under a shower cap for at least 30 minutes. For best results, keep it for 1 hour. Afterward, rinse thoroughly and shampoo twice to remove any lingering smell. Done twice a week for 4 to 6 weeks, this simple practice often begins showing visible results by week 3. Imagine that. 3 weeks to see new baby hairs sprouting where there were none. But this is only half the story. Because while plain onion juice is powerful, there are 2 ways to take it to an entirely new level. The first is by adding rosemary oil. Just 5 drops mixed into your onion juice can dramatically boost results. Why? A 2015 randomized trial showed rosemary oil was as effective as one of the top prescription medications for alopecia, without the side effects. Its phytonutrients increase scalp blood flow, fight inflammation, and deliver antioxidants that amplify onion juice's own effects. Onion feeds the follicle. Rosemary stimulates circulation. It's a perfect partnership. The second method is even more fascinating, and here's the secret I promised earlier. You can actually ferment the onion juice to magnify its benefits. Think about it. Fermentation transforms ordinary cabbage into probiotic-rich sauerkraut, ordinary milk into gut-healing yogurt. The same principle supercharges onion juice. When you ferment it with water, sea salt, and raw honey for 72 hours, microbes go to work. They boost quercetin levels, enhance vitamin content, and lower the juice's pH to around 5, which is highly therapeutic for the scalp. Within 2 days, tiny CO2 bubbles start forming, showing that living cultures are at work. What you end up with is a scalp elixir that's more bioavailable, more potent, and better absorbed than raw onion juice alone. When massaged into the scalp, it doesn't just nourish follicles, it transforms the environment into one that favors regrowth and resists fungal overgrowth. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. The smell. Nobody wants to walk around smelling like an onion patch. The solution is simple. After the treatment, shampoo twice, and the odor disappears completely. Combine that with leaving it under a cap for 1 hour, twice a week, and what you get is a practice that fits easily into daily life without embarrassing side effects. So, what results can you realistically expect? In the first 2 weeks, most people notice reduced shedding, less hair on the pillow, less clogging the drain. By week 3, tiny baby hairs may begin to appear along the hairline or patchy areas. By week 6, thicker regrowth fills in gaps, scalp itchiness or dandruff subsides, and overall volume improves. Consistency is key. It's not about one magical application, but steady, repeated use. The real climax here is this. Onion juice isn't just folklore or old wives' tales. It's a remedy validated by modern science, supported by clinical trials, and enhanced by simple kitchen techniques. When combined with rosemary oil or fermented properly, it becomes one of the most potent natural remedies for hair regrowth known today. And it doesn't cost hundreds of dollars or require prescriptions. It's accessible to anyone willing to try. So, let's recap quickly. Hair loss can be autoimmune, nutritional, or microbial. Onion juice addresses all 3 by supplying sulfur, quercetin, and antimicrobial action. A study showed 86% regrowth in just 6 weeks. To apply, use red onion juice twice a week for an hour under a cap, shampooing after. Boost with rosemary oil for circulation and anti-inflammatory benefits, or ferment the juice for 3 days with salt and honey to supercharge its potency. Results often appear within weeks, and smell is easily solved by double shampooing. This is more than a home remedy. It's a powerful, science-backed strategy for reclaiming your hair. And if you're ready to take the next step, dive into the wealth of health strategies waiting for you right here on NutriSlab. Don't miss out on the next discovery that could change not just your hair, but your overall wellness. Hit subscribe now, and let's keep your journey going strong.